women can't be masculine, but they act masculine. And the one thing that people really need to realize is we force weird standards on men because they'll be like, oh, you're supposed to behave better when a woman does that. No, you're not. Because how do men behave when they're postured by other men? We say, you ready to go? What's up? If you're going to take it there, we're there. Women have a very bad habit of posturing men. Don't posture me like a man. Don't raise your voice. Do you not understand? It's so normal in Western society that you go abroad, you go anywhere. When a woman talks to a man, she puts her hands together in like a hi, welcome. You see what I'm saying? She will never raise your voice at you because to them that is known as posturing a man.
But
so I
if
think it's
we're
a completely
acting,
natural response.
if we're talking about normal reaction to certain things, women posture women as well.
That's
So,
cool.
but no, but so what I'm saying is it's a reaction to what is being said or done. It doesn't matter who is coming from. So you're going to have a reaction if another man speaks to you out of tone or say the wrong words. A woman is going to react to a woman if she's out of tone saying the wrong words. So if a man is talking to a woman out of tone or saying the wrong words or vice versa, I think it's a natural human reaction to respond to that. And so we're telling women, you stay in your frame, you stay in your femininity.
Yep.
My thing is that as a man, if you're the lead, then you need to exhibit that behavior when you're talking to your woman. So you should remain as a gentleman when you're speaking to her, because a woman typically will react. Like you raise her voice is going to raise.
Yeah,
It's just a normal reaction.
let me rebut that real quick. So I'm not gonna disagree with you at all. But there's a lot to unlearn in this society. But you did kind of make a misstep. You said a woman is going to react. You should never ever step out of your femininity. And here's the funny part about it: in order for the male to actually be wrong, the men will check it. Like never. I don't think I've seen on the panels where a man is beating up on a woman. I think Mr. Let Go was trying to save everybody for the last week. Just if a man is just going ga, 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 ga on a woman, the dude's gonna be like, chill out, bro. Damn, you let other men take care of that. The women try to take care of it by themselves, and that's where the fighting happens. And where was I going with this? It's more so I've never seen. So here's the funny thing. I want y'all to pay very close attention to the women who always maintain their frame and who never gets yelled at. Precious never gets yelled at. People don't even talk to her crazy. I see the way people amend statements to even like put it like, I ain't gonna talk to her like I talked to B. Taylor. I ain't gonna talk to her. Like they'll kind of be like, well, Precious,
let me just ask you this
she
question.
maintains her frame all the time.
She does, but let me ask you this question. Do you think it's easier to maintain your frame when you agree, or you're kind of like your mindset is along the same path of the people that you're talking with? So it does seem like a lot of times, and this is like no shade or anything, that Precious, there's certain ones, the men gives her that respect because a lot of times what she agrees with is in alignment with what they're talking about. So in that regard, you won't get a lot of pushback. Like when I'm in agreement, I don't get pushback. It's typically when women in these spaces don't necessarily agree with what is being said, and they voice that, and then automatically it becomes she's a feminist, or she is coming out of her, she's being more masculine. So
you know what? Because Lady Di talks about marriage a lot, and you'll notice marriage women have to be contrary to some of the things. Like even Lady Di, I think, had a contrary moment last night. Maintain and frame at all times. That's what I'm saying. Even if you're, that's a woman's nature actually to be agreeable. You see what I'm saying? So even if you don't agree, there is a way to do it within your feminine frame to where the men will just kind of like, you just see when a woman like gives a good answer, smiles after, the men are, even if they disagree, kind of like, well, I'll sit with that.
We got examples of that on the panel, bro. Like when Inez and Coyote got into it, she was feminine the entire time. It was not a moment where I was like, yeah, she acting like a man, bro. No, she not quietly, but calmly and with respect to him being a man and not stepping into a place where it seemed like she would exert violence or try and fight with him. She got him together. You know what I'm saying? He took that L. Chaotic. He took that L. If you watch it,
that's a fact. He took that L. But another thing I want to point out real quick. I'm gonna go back to it's gonna be real quick. So a point Trigger Mike just said, yell. You said yell or raise their voice. When a man raises his voice at another man, what happens in that instance? Because you got about 2 seconds to either straighten yourself up, reset course, or something violent is about to happen. So, and that's another part of putting yourself in that masculine energy. Because the reason men typically don't yell at each other is because we know already what the next steps are. And women don't fully understand that you have now, as Mike TM just said, postured, and it's about to go down. So that I think that's part of it. You don't have to yell to make a point. And to what Marcus just said, last week we saw it play itself out. And even before, I've had disagreements with Inaz as well as you, Mistaken. Neither one of you raised your voice. I didn't raise my voice. We had a civil debate or disagreement, and I think that's part of it. And I think more women need to understand that.
I just want to say 2 things. So it's like something that drives me crazy just as a viewer, but it's like when people are talking over each other deliberately, like you can tell when someone else is talking, and it's like, and this, I don't care what gender it is. It's like, it's terrible, it's terrible to hear and view as, a viewer, but also if you're trying to get your point across or be heard, like this isn't the way to do it. And to kind of go back to, I don't remember who was talking, maybe Mistaken and Trigger Mike, but I think not only it's debatable who should hold who accountable, whatever. That's already getting so old hearing it in this space. But I think women, I'm going to speak for women, but men too, but definitely women, you need to hold yourself accountable. Like you need to know when you're out of frame, when you're acting, like when you're kind of throwing a tantrum, like you need to be able to hold yourself accountable, whether you're watching these shows back, whether, someone might tell you, but it's like, I mean, at least someone should probably tell you maybe like outside of this. I mean, I'm just imagining like sports and stuff, like you might have a talk with a coach, like afterwards, whatever. But people really need to start holding themselves accountable. We're all adults here. That should be first and foremost, but.
No, so Coach K, my thing is, because I agree with you, it's got to be either self-accountability, because I can't hold you accountable if I can't enact any punishment on you. It's nothing I can do to you, so I'm gonna look foolish sitting here. Like as a man, I'm not arguing with women. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and then you either gonna acquiesce or you not, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna move accordingly after that. I'm either gonna ignore you like you don't exist, or you know what I'm saying. But I'm not gonna sit here and bicker with you. To me, that's one of the things that I find like odd about like what happens in the space, because we'll say women be extra emotional, right? But you know what else is an emotion? Anger. It's like we take anger out of the emotional sphere. To be, you know what I'm saying, mad and that's an emotional man at the end of the day. That's not a masculine trait. Stoicism is masculine, or being even keeled is masculine. But to be in one spectrum of the emotional and flip-flopping, that's not technically what people consider masculine traditionally. So it's kind of odd to me how that's transformed into, as long as you yelling at women, you holding them accountable. Bro, I can't not give her sex. I can't not pay the bills. I can't do nothing. I can say something from this box and she can take it or not take it and move on with her life. Or she can sit there and troll me the whole time. And then what can I do? I have no power in that scenario. I understand leverage real well, right? And if I don't have the leverage to enact anything, I'm not gonna front my move. Like it's not gonna happen because I'm gonna look silly at the end of the day to anybody that has any actual sense.
Sorry, 2 seconds. Can you guys mute your mic because there's some feed in the back? Go ahead, Marcus. Sorry.
No, I'm saying I'm not about to try and enact an accountability on somebody because eventually it's gonna end up with me looking foolish because I don't have the power to keep nobody in line on no panel. Because somebody could sit here and scream and yell and talk over me and do whatever they want. And the only thing I can do is see, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is what I'm talking about. You acting masculine. Maybe I could shame them into it, but in actuality, the only people I can hold accountable is the people I have sway over in real life. You know what I'm saying? My children, my family, my wife, my friends that will actually care what I think. If somebody tell you they don't care what you think about them, you should let that horse die. You can't beat that. It's dead already at that point. You just, in my opinion, you seem silly because you steady going back and forth with somebody that's pretty much dubbed you.